It's Saturday morning. It's June 4th. It's the 5 and 5 here at Win Daily Sports. We go 5 categories in 5 minutes. Adam, right off the bat, man, we got a main 9-game, 4 o'clock slate. A lot of interesting matchups. Who's the pitcher? Who's the ace that we're going at?
For me, it's going to be Dylan Cease, and he's not the highest priced pitcher, but he draws the Rays for third in K rate. Past 30 days, 30th in WOBA, 30th in on-base percentage, 29th in OPS, 29th in WRC+. And you look at this lineup, and it's not very good. Wander Franco's on the IL, Brandon Lowe's on the IL. They traded Austin Meadows during the offseason. Nelson Cruz is going. This lineup looks way different than it did at the tail end of last season. And Cease is the kind of guy who can take advantage of it. He's going to give up some production typically, but his strikeout ceiling is far none on this slate.
That's the best part. You always look at his strikeout potential. He's under 10 grand. I mean, last night we were talking about guys like Garrett Cole at 10-9. Do you pay up for him? Dylan Cease under 10 grand. I think it's a great value. What do you think as far as punt or pivots, another guy that may be valuable as your 1B?
I am interested in possibly spending up and just going double ace here. Mackenzie Gore's getting a Milwaukee Brewers team that isn't real great against lefties to start with, and then you look, Adames is on the IL, Renfro's out, Luis Urias is now day-to-day, Mike Brousseau's out. This is a pretty beat-up Milwaukee Brewers lineup, so you do have that route. But if you want to spend down, you can also just flip the other side of this game and just go right back to Aaron Ashby, who just destroyed the Cubs in his last start.
Yes, he did.
He's not priced accurately. 91 and 100 pitches his last 2 starts. I think we can safely say he's earned a spot in the starting rotation, especially with Freddie Peralta out. And San Diego, when facing a lefty, 24th in WRC+, WOBA, and OPS. They're not a very good offense this year. I know it backfired against Corbin Burns last night, but it doesn't change the fact that Ashby is just wildly talented.
How about on the other end? One pitcher could be wild, could be giving up a lot of hits, could be hitting a lot of bats. Who's the gas can for this slate?
It's not official yet, but it looks like Chris Bubich is starting for the Kansas City Royals against the Astros. And if he does, full steam ahead on the Astros bag. I don't know how else to say it. This guy's got a 2.25 whip. ERA is approaching 13. 19 hits, 19 runs, 5 home runs, only 10 strikeouts to 11 walks. I don't know why he would even be starting. It's like I said, it's not official. Maybe Kansas City goes somewhere else. If he gets the ball to start that game, I'm going to petition DK to let me play a 6th Astro.
Houston, too, fresh off of Alvarez, getting paid $160 million.
Deserving for his production, his age, absolutely deserving.
Yeah, he is a beast, man. He's a monster. Right? Good for him. How about the stack? Obviously, you talk about Houston if Bubich is pitching, but what's the main stack for this slate?
Probably going to be Houston, but then we can also kind of kick in some of the Cleveland Guardian bats again. They did well for us last night for the most part. You get Tyler Wells, nothing scary on the mound. You get the Baltimore bullpen, which is always flighty. That's kind of where I'm going to be looking to get my secondary stack and the pieces that fit. So it's going to be kind of a tough call between Jose Ramirez and then possibly Alex Bregman if it's actually Bubich.
Hit it on Cleveland last night, and again, just from value plays. And look at these stacks. There's guys we can get different, and a lot of guys that are undervalued. We've been talking about that all year. Is there a sneaky stack? That kind of play here today for this slate?
I honestly don't necessarily mind the Cincinnati Reds, and that's going to be where my FVPP comes from. Joey Votto's only 3,100 on DK, absolutely matching. Last 10 games, 290 average, OPS approaching 1,200, 3 bombs, 11 guy, 7 walks, only 10 strikeouts. When Joey Votto gets hot, man, he's getting up there, but that bat can still get white hot, and right now it is. 3,100 is just not enough. And then filter through this lineup, Eric Fott is not somebody that's going to scare me at any point. In Cincinnati, we all know that park can play extremely small. We saw some balls starting to leave the yard last night. I'm hoping that's the beginning of a trend.
Maybe.
They did in Philly, I know that.
Bombs were away in Philly, and I'm going to go FFVP with a guy I brought up numerous times, always on my list, and it's because he does it all. He may be in a little slump, but what a way to get out of that slump to face my man Nick Pivetta, and that's going to be Tony Kemp. I know Pivetta has been pitching well, but again, I don't care about wins. I don't care about that when FFVP. I'm looking at it's allowed, and he's been giving up an average of 5+ hits, 10 hits in his last 10 games. That's something I think Tony Kemp can do. And on a pivot, I like Gurriel from Houston. He's not been hot. He's been slumping, but you get a really good guy in a really good lineup for under $3,000 against a really bad pitcher. A lot of good things could happen. Adam, any other value plays, any other final thoughts before we get out of here on this great Saturday?
Yeah, if you still need somebody even cheaper, my guy Marcano from Pittsburgh. Once again, 7 points last night. Second base, outfield, 2,300.
Playing these guys until that price goes up. Keep pouncing. As always, at Win Daily Sports, where you find us. This is Tony, this is Adam, it's the 5 for 5. Everybody, good luck, stay profitable, and we'll catch you back here tomorrow.